Good morning, my fellow yogic travelers. I'm mighty glad to be alive today, and I hope that you are too as we continue to live, laugh, love, learn, linger, and live the life we love. Still reeling from the recent shooting in the northern suburb of Chicago. It's hard to take the path of least resistance to what feels good. But I am a transmitter as well as a receiver, and so I accept the fact that life has a horrific aspect to it. And mythological tales, its life is voracious in eating itself. That's why you have the symbol of the Ouroboros, the snake eating its own tail. I've also mentioned Kali Ma. In the Indian tradition, they accept the fact that destruction is part of creation. It's hard to live with this, but if you can't say yes in the heart of darkness, then you're hedging your bet and you're only playing with bad faith. 1 foot in the game, 1 foot out. You might as well already be dead. So to accept yes and say it in the heart of darkness, I don't have the answer for you, but I know that I still try to look at things that make me feel better more often. I give my attention to those things and let them dominate me to make me feel better. It doesn't mean that I'll be happy every moment, but I don't spend time activating the reality I don't want. So, as I've said before, you have to learn to minimize disallowance and maximize allowance. And then you'll see whether or not good things flow easily into your experience. Now, part of this is to realize everybody has a gem of potential. Even the people who go off and act in ways where you know it's going to create bad karma for them and other people. But one of the things that we all have to do is be aware that we all have the potential to learn as many skills as we can. And hopefully you learn to continue to utilize those things that you found that you loved when you were a child and as a teenager. And that's your gems of potential that hopefully you apply to your vocation if you're thinking about how can I have a career or a livelihood that reflects the things that are really important to me. And then you spend a life acquiring the knowledge of those particular fields. It's a lifelong experience, right? Education doesn't stop whether you have degrees or postgraduate degrees, right? You continue to go and gain expertise in the field that you have passion for. Because remember, pursuing your passion doesn't tire you out, it energizes you. So I also think that people ought to articulate better, increase the vocabulary. Never think that you're such an expert that you can't continue to learn in your own field. Choose your words carefully. It's so easy to trigger other people by saying something, even unconsciously, with unintended consequences. But then you learn how, just for yourself, you can articulate your goals better, you substantiate the claims that you make to those goals, and you support your own vision for the future of those goals by doing it. Now, mythologically speaking, I always like to remind everybody that the 4 ways that you recognize whether something is still a living myth, and there's very few of them, is number 1, does it give you a mystical perspective? Does it hook you up to the great mystery? Or are you willing to say yes in the heart of darkness? Otherwise, you're not fully in. That's the first thing that a good mythology does. It hooks you up into that, and you say, yes, I'm in, all in. It takes guts to do that. And then it gives you the cosmological perspective. It gives you the most up-to-date Genesis story. Where did we come from? How did we get here? What is here all about? And then it teaches you the sociological perspective. It binds you to your culture or to your clan or to your group or whoever is sharing the same symbol sign system as you. And then it gives you the pedagogical teachings, the individual wisdom teachings that will help you face the vicissitudes of life. Because everybody's going to face this. And so each culture has its own way of preparing you and helping you move out of childhood into the maturity of an adult after many years of dependency and getting over the constant desire to be praised and not fear being disciplined. So you become your own person, and after a certain point, 20, 25, 30, 35, when do you let go of blaming your parents or your teachers or anybody who came before for making you the way you are? It's your own face you have on now. And so I hope that you can understand in your own way how to psychologically disengage from the unloving roles. I've retired from that. And accept the fact that there's so much beauty all around But am I going to turn my gaze to what's ugly, or am I going to keep my gaze focused on the superfluous aspect of divine beauty? So many beautiful flowers, so many beautiful skies, so many beautiful sunrises and sunsets, so many beautiful things to see in plants and animals, even in people for sure. With all our craziness and ability for malfeasance and heinous deeds, we also have things within us. As they say in the Jewish tradition, angels are a fixed order of being. They can't rise any higher and they can't fall any lower. But human beings have a certain fluidity, and that is that we can fall and sink lower than animals, but we can also rise higher than angels.